Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with my first WWE Raw review in weeks on this Monday, August the 3rd, 2015. I haven't been making Raw reviews last couple. I've been watching Walls. I haven't missed them or anything, but my policy is if I don't watch Raw live as it happens, I don't make a review. Because I've been missing Raw the last 2 weeks live because of concerts and improv stuff. But now I'm back, especially heading towards SummerSlam in 3 weeks. Can't believe it's 4 hours, you know. I know Mania's 4 hours and all, and SummerSlam's like the number two show and one of the big four. Like, what's next? Royal Rumble becomes 4 hours. Survivor Series becomes 4 hours. Like, the big four should be 4 hours. Like, every one of the big four should be 4 hours, but I don't think they should be 4 hours each. But SummerSlam be 4 hours. See what happens with that. But they need matches for it. You only have one match thus far. But heading towards that, tonight's Raw wasn't that bad. It is okay things on Raw tonight. Some decent Divas action as part of the Divas Revolution. Plus a good opening matchup. And a decent main event. Let's get to that opening match, shall we? And the setup for the opening match. Seth Rollins came out. Last week, you had Rollins against Cena for the U.S. Championship. Pros and cons of that match. Con, Rollins lost by tapping out. Congratulations, WWE. You just gave away the ending of SummerSlam. I'm kidding. Cena will win, but by a pinfall this time instead of submission. But some of the pros of that match, it was not that bad of a match. It was a really good match. And the biggest pro of all, Seth Rollins broke Cena's nose. And tonight's Raw was in San Jose. Need to mention that. The place where the War After Mania took place, where Rollins was cheered after cashing in Money in the Bank the night before Mania. Lots changed since Raw was last seen in San Jose. Rollins' championship reign has been kind of mixed. Despite some good matches with Cena and also his match against Ambrose at Money in the Bank, per se, been overshadowed by shitty interference from the Authority members and being overshadowed by Brock Lesnar and Taker. Especially see what happened at Battleground. But tonight, Seth Rollins trying to jump out of the shadows and into the spotlight with a great promo tonight, making fun of the fact he broke Cena's nose. I was laughing when he came out in the Never Shuts Up t-shirt. That was hilarious. The crowd was like, thank you, Rollins. Thank you, Rollins. Of course, this segment came after a fitting tribute and a 10-bell salute to the Hot Rod, Rowdy Piper, who, of course, we all know now passed away at the age of 61. A lot of people wearing Hot Rod shirts, fitting tribute to the Hot Scott, Rowdy Piper. One of my favorites when I was a kid, man. I was with Hogan, Warrior, Savage, and Piper. So Godspeed to you, Piper, man. Even we missed for sure. So back to the present day, the future. You need to stop saying the future's now. The future's coming, Rollins. You already it. So it is funny. Never shuts up. Shorty delivered a great promo about breaking Cena's nose, and is really the challenge we've all been suspecting. Rollins and Cena for the WWE World Championship at SummerSlam. But it had a little caveat, a little bit more flavor to it. Title for title. U.S. title against WWE title. Intriguing to have that added to the mix. We also expected Cena Rollins was going to happen at SummerSlam, or it may not, since Cena's got his broken nose situation. But I think they're aiming for Cena to be back by SummerSlam. They've taken him off a lot of house show cards, including WWE's recent tour of Australia, and a lot of house shows in America, including him taking off the house card in Detroit in a couple weeks. He was supposed to be in Detroit fighting Kevin Owens in the Joe Louis in about 2 weeks. Next week they're supposed to be here, but he's been taken off. Chris Jericho's in his place. So, Rollins is in that challenge for Cena. It says Cena's not there tonight. He was on Raw with his broken nose. And there will be no U.S. Open challenge. inside of the WWE title open challenge. They had some stipulations that you must be like under 6 foot and 200 pounds. He's like, bring on El Torito. It was Neville, a man who debuted in San Jose night after Mania, and in the second week had a great match against Rollins. Thought that would help him getting a push. Now he's stuck in a feud against Stardust, but it could benefit him. He got the super villain against a superhero. Interesting gimmick. Interesting storyline. Add the guy who plays the Arrow, who's going to be on Raw next week. I'll get to that in a second. So, that open challenge leads to our first matchup. Neville against Seth Rollins again. Like the first encounter, it was a really good match. Neville looked really good in this match once again. The aerial moves, all that great high-flying moves. He did like a backwards to a Kiwana. That was pretty cool. So that's probably my favorite spots in the match. Some great kicks and great moves from Rollins and Neville. And it was just an exciting match. Some of the best action on Raw recently. There was a lot of close calls in that match. Especially Neville did like a kick. He pinned Rollins. He saw him referee. 1, 2, no! It was like tenths of a second to be 3. Then of course another big, probably one of the biggest close calls of the night. Besides that one. After a great offense from Rollins, Neville came back with some big high fly offense of his own. Setting up many times for the Red Arrow. Finally nailing it. 1, 2, no! Rollins' foot was on the rope. But I think Rollins stood down for a long time. I think Neville took too much time. He should have just went up immediately for that Red Arrow for the second time. But instead, he just angry fun. He let the stress get to him. When you're stressed, your brain freezes. He was stressed after Rollins kicked out. If he wasn't stressed, he would be able to climb the rope the second time immediately. But he wasted time. And when he finally got back up for that second Red Arrow attempt, wasn't enough time to recover, to roll out of it, and have Neville crash and burn, setting up the pedigree in the 1-2-3 victory for Seth Rollins. And a great match to open up Raw this evening. It was a very action-packed match. 2 former NXT champions clashing up yet again. This time for the main gold. I don't think the last time that Rollins and Neville wrestled, which was the night of a couple weeks after Mania, it wasn't for the title, I think. This is for the title this time. It was a great opener. And Neville looked awesome tonight. Once again, like he did the first time against Rollins. Hopefully he benefits from it this time. So he's got this feud with Stardust going on. And I think they have a match at SummerSlam. Maybe with the Flash involved, the Arrow involved, Steve Amell. He was supposed to be in a match against Stardust, but I think the match was pushed off after Stardust's father, Dusty Rhodes, passed away recently. In the Roddy Piper tribute, there was one photo that probably hit you right in the feels. A picture of both Roddy Piper and Dusty Rhodes side by side. That just really brought it home. It's like, damn, we lost both those guys in less than a month and a half. That was probably the one more that made everyone just got you right in the feels. So there you go. Great opening matchup. And on now, supposed to wrestle Stardust, but now he may be involved. He may be like in Neville's corner, but we'll see it. And that match ever gets announced. Because we need some more SummerSlam matches, people. Now after a great opener, to our next occasion. 6-person and 8-person tag. 8-man tag action. You have Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons. Team up against a team where I think should be booked a lot better. The Ascension and the New Day with the primetime players at ringside. Kind of interesting to have both Matador, the Mexican team, Latin teams, Los Matadores and the Dragons being the same team because they've been kind of been toyed by the New Day. Makes sense though in that team against them. These are the little 8-man tag. Great high-flying action, specifically from Kofi and Kalisto had some good chemistry in the ring. The primetime players, like their championship reign or not, they're all good on commentary. It's like their favorite spot now. You know, it's like when All Truth was like, for months he was on commentary like every week. Now it seems like every week primetime players on commentary. Not that bad. They're colorful. That's what I like about them. But the title reign's been kind of rushed. So, add some great action. Even El Torino got involved. Xavier Woods got involved. And that distraction cost the Los Matadors and Lucha Dragons in the end. With Kalisto being caught with that distraction and Kofi capitalizing on that with a big kick in the face. So what? A Trouble in Paradise from the top in the 1-2-3 victory for the Ascension and more importantly the New Day. In my mind, I think it should be like a fatal 4-way tag team match for the titles at SummerSlam. Have New Day, Los Matadors, Lucha Dragons, and the tag team champs, part-time players. Fatal 4-way tag team title match. That's what I think they're going for. So there you go. Now on to our next matchup here. Another tag team affair. We have Team Bella representatives, the Bella Trans, Nikki and Brie, with Alicia Fox and Ringo Lights, as I heard she suffered a concussion. And you got 2 members of the newly named Submission Sorority. Yeah, for weeks we've had Team Bad, Beautiful and Dangerous, Naomi, Sasha, and Tamina. You had Team Bella, and, well, they were just called Team Page. Now, Team Page has a full name, the Submission Sorority. Makes sense, but still kind of an odd name. Great tag team match. Once again, Sasha, fellow NXT superstars, Charlotte and Becky Lynch, adding some fire to the main roster. And there was some great actions, great moves, and suplexes, and great slams, and of course the submissions. With Becky at one time going for the disarm, but then being broken up. Have you seen my videos at all? I've been playing NXT a lot, so I'm glad I'm on the main roster. It was a fun tag team affair with these 4 great women in there. More specifically, 2 great women. Bills was okay wrestlers, but Charlotte, Becky Lynch made not just themselves look good, they kind of made the Bellas look good. The Bellas need to step up their game. That's why I think this Divas Revolution is a good thing. For a lot of superstars to step up their game, Divas to step up their game, especially the Bellatrix, especially after seeing Charlotte get that figure 8 and making the Divas champ herself tap out. She made Brie tap out. Now she made the Divas champ tap out. If there's one woman in my mind that should beat Nikki Bella, the one that should end her reign, it's gotta be Charlotte. It's got to be Charlotte. You know, she's the former NXT champion, probably one of the best female wrestlers going today. Well, besides Becky and Sasha, of course. But she's got it, man. She's got the charisma. She's got everything. Heck, hello, she's a Flair. Duh. So there you go. Great matchup, great tag team affair for the Divas. Specifically for Sasha and Becky. Now on to our next little scenario. Miz TV. Talking about once again the back that Ryback has not been back for a while. He had a staph infection. Just saw a photo today of that leg, and damn, it was gross, man. He was supposed to defend the IC championship against Big Show and Miz in a triple threat at Battleground, but he got injured. So now Miz is like, I want the IC championship. Now before mentioning a tribute to Roddy Piper show, you know, he's like, I'm the second most must-see talk show in WWE history because of Piper's Pit. If it wasn't for Piper's Pit, there wouldn't be a barber shop, a flower shop, Jericho's highlight reel. There wouldn't be Miss TV. There wouldn't be Cutting Edge. He was naming all these famous talk shows in WWE history, Snake Pit. But if I'm not mistaken, I think there were a couple that he missed. I knew he was meaning well in paying respect to Roddy Piper and acknowledging all of the superstar shows that were inspired by Piper's Pit, influenced by Piper's Pit. I think he forgot to name a couple, like I said. He forgot the King's Court, and I think he forgot Carlito's Cabana in there. You mentioned all those other great talk shows. We forgot to mention Carlito's show. I shall grab my imaginary apple, take a bite out of it, and then say, that's not cool. That's not cool to leave out Carlito. Because he spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool. And Miz, you're not cool for leaving him out. Should mention Carlito's show. Come on, I liked him. I was a big Carlito guy. So, anyway, Miz came out, talking about his IC title match, but more importantly, bringing out his two guests, Cesaro and Kevin Owens. With John Cena set to fight Seth Rollins, Cena leaves Kevin Owens by the wayside and screwing him of getting a major title in the WWE. So I thought Owens would be U.S. champion by now. I thought he was going to beat Cena at Battleground. As you know, that didn't happen. But on the upside, despite being shafted and being pushed aside and not getting another shot against Cena, it could be a positive in the end because of who he's feuding with now. Cesaro. I love both of these guys. And both guys have been shafted by WWE. Guys who had great momentum, but WWE subsided it. You had Kevin Owens coming in like a house of fire, beating Cena in his first match. Yet he lost to Cena in the last two pay-per-views. And not winning the U.S. Championship really hurt him last month. So it's all the same thing. He had so much momentum, yet they didn't capitalize on it. But now I think they're going to finally capitalize. It's going to be an upside for both these guys. This feud could benefit both these guys. As solidifying Kevin Owens' heel-ness, should I say? And solidifying Cesaro's face turn. And it was a great Miss TV. And Owens plays a heel yet again. The trolling heel yet again. I love him as a heel. You know, he's a great heel. And Cesaro's a decent face. You know, they're going to face off at SummerSlam for sure. And they're going to have a great SummerSlam moment. Although I would love to have seen Owens' SummerSlam moment come against John Cena, I think he has just as good of a SummerSlam moment against Cesaro. Because like I said, this feud's going to benefit both these guys. It should. They're books it right. It benefits them both in the end. Because they're both great guys who deserve good pushing. But I think, in my mind, as much as I love Cesaro, I think Owens needs to win more than Cesaro does. Owens needs to win more because he, like I said, he lost the Cena in the last two pay-per-views. So he needs to regain his momentum by getting rid over Cesaro. That's my opinion. So then on to a couple squashes. Yeah, some great matches earlier with the great opener and a great Divas tag. Then you have a couple squashes to fill in time. You had Rusev being accompanied by Lana 2.0, Summerweb, taking on Mark Henry. Despite Mark Henry being the world's strongest man, he fell in the hands of the Bulgarian Brute. Or should I say, fell at the feet of Rusev. Since Rusev knew that Mark Henry would be too big to put in the accolade, although I think, did he do it the Big Show? I think he did it to Mark Henry as well during one of the feuds. It took not one but two super kicks to keep Mark Henry down. In a 1-2-3 victory for Rusev. Sending a message to Lana and her boyfriend, Dolph Ziggler, who's still out with his storyline, Lyric's injury after Rusev came back from his injury. Because I think the Ziggler's making a movie. That's why they win him out. That's why they win him out like they did with the clutch against the Lyrics. So there you go. And I like this wall. Not because of matches, but seeing so many people that haven't been on TV in a while. Love seeing Ascension on TV, and love seeing Zack Ryder on TV. Yet, he was up against King Barrett tonight. Now, I love Wade Barrett being a king and all. And his king gimmick's kind of cool, and his king character's cool, but I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I miss the bad news gimmick. I miss it, man. Yeah, nothing against the king thing, but I miss the bad news gimmick. I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. You know, I miss I'm afraid I've got some bad news and all that stuff. His king thing's cool, but I hope one day he comes back as bad news Barrett. Hey, Sheamus was a king once, and then he started being Sheamus again, and now he's got another moniker, Mr. Money in the Bank, of course. But I think Barrett should come back to bad news Barrett eventually. Despite some great efforts from Zack Ryder, some great offense, including the Polski boot, trying to set up for the Rough Rider, ended up face first against the turnbuckle, launched into it by Wade Barrett, blocking the Polski kick, setting up a full hammer and a 1-2-3 victory for King Barrett. Now on to our next scenario, next segment. Another great guy delivers some awesome promos and delivered yet again. Paul Heyman. Now, as we all know now, Brock Lesnar would take on The Undertaker at SummerSlam. In my mind, Undertaker was playing the heel kind of. Because he, like it or not, and the truth is, he actually did screw Brock Lesnar out of the WWE whatever championship at Battleground. In my mind, it should have came. I know there was a lot of rumors about Taker coming back at Battleground, coming back for SummerSlam, but in my mind, he should have came after the match, not come in during it and ending Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins in a no contest. It was Brock's rematch against Rollins of the getting not pinned at WrestleMania, and it ended on a question mark, not on a definitive ending. You know, that was the only negative about it. But what made up for it was the brawl that happened. I know we've seen some of these brawls before that takes the entire locker room to break up, but I like this brawl against Lesnar and Taker. The match at WrestleMania might have sucked, but the SummerSlam match may not suck. Although I think in recent memories, Brock has had 3 SummerSlam matches, and I think 1 out of 3 were like good. His match against Punk was great. Match against Cena last year, one-sided but fun. His match against Triple H at SummerSlam, boring. One of the worst SummerSlam main events of all time. So I hope this ain't in that category too. Especially the way they're building it up. Especially another, like I said, another great promo from Heyman tonight. Saying that Taker is a vengeful little bitch. I'm like, whoa. That is not over the fact that his streak was broken by the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. And he said on the Raw pre-show he had something to say that's never been said before. And he said that Taker, after being defeated by Brock Lesnar, being destroyed by Brock Lesnar, his streak ending, and taking a year off before coming back, he even begged Vince McMahon to let him wrestle Lesnar at WrestleMania this year instead of wrestling Bray Wyatt. I don't know if it's legitimately true or not, or is it just to enhance the storyline, but it did its job properly of Heyman saying that Taker wanted a rematch against Lesnar this year's Mania by saying that this match at SummerSlam is too hot for WrestleMania. Because Vince knew if Lesnar would take on Taker again, Taker would get destroyed. Well, instead of seeing the rematch at Mania, you get to see it at SummerSlam for $9.99. The WWE Network, of course. And in actuality, and this is true, that Heyman said, that Lesnar has never lost to Undertaker. Whether at WrestleMania or even 10 years ago, when Lesnar was in his prime. When he first came into WWE, he had 2 matches against Taker on pay-per-view. Unforgiven and a Hell in a Cell match at No Mercy. He won them both by DQ and Unforgiven to set up the match at No Mercy where he won in Hell in a Cell. So we'll see what happens between Lesnar and Taker. I bet you Taker won't show up on Raw until the week before SummerSlam, which, by the way, will be in Brock Lesnar's college alma mater city, Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Target Center. Because next week we're in Seattle. So, there you go. Lesnar Taker should be better than that Mania, but we shall see. Because I always think, like, the last time I thought that a Lesnar match could be better than the last, it sucked. Like, every time Lesnar and Triple H wrestled, it didn't matter what kind of stipulation you added to it. It didn't matter if it was a street fight or a steel cage match. Lesnar and Triple H, the same result would happen. The match would suck. So I hope this ain't the same with Lesnar Taker. No matter what stip you add to Taker Lesnar, the match sucked. I don't want that to happen this time. I don't want that effect with this feud. So there we go. To our next Divas match. We had a tag match. Now we have a singles match. Paige against Naomi. Paige wanted to get some revenge after losing to Sasha Banks last week. So taking out another member of the band, Naomi. These are the matches between these two. I know they wrestled a couple times before. And I've always applauded Naomi as a great athlete. As good of an athlete as Charlotte and Sasha. So out of the current roster, I've always applauded Naomi for being a good athlete. And these two girls put on a good match tonight. Even with the tag match earlier, they delivered a good match. Great action for both women. Even with that booty shaking thing that Naomi did on the top rope. But have some great vicious moves like a fallaway slam, blocking a dive from Naomi. After numerous attempts, Paige got the PTO in. And like Charlotte earlier, the submission sorority got another person to tap out. Like I said, cheesy name, but it kind of fits. So there you go. The submission sorority ruled Raw tonight with a submission fist. So there you go. Now on to a main event. 6-man tag. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose against and Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Sheamus. Of course, we all know that Luke Harper came back at Battleground to heed Bray Wyatt in his great match against Roman Reigns. It was supposed to be both. Probably was supposed to be both Harper and Warren, but Warren got injured recently, so we only have one member of the Wyatt family return to the Wyatt family fold, being Harper, coming in that hoodie. And I'm sorry, one of WWE's biggest mistakes is the inconsistency. One of the biggest weaknesses is booking inconsistencies. 1 month you had Dean Ambrose in the main event of Money in the Bank in a great match against Rollins, but now he's stuck in the mid card again as Roman Reigns' latchkey, his sidekick. Not a good move, WWE. Love Reigns, but Ambrose is more than fucking Reigns' sidekick. He played that role in the Shield. He's still playing it now? Come on. You know, he's better than he was in the Shield. I didn't like Ambrose in the Shield, though. But he's better with his gimmick, you know, his lunatic fringe gimmick. But he needs to step out officially, get the Shield out of his system. That's why I think they booed Rowan. Everybody's evolved. He hasn't. He's still got the same music and the same gear. I've said that before about Woman. He needs to change his music, change his gear, more poorly, change his entrance. Everything about him still screams Shield. The outfit, the music, the entrance still has the same stuff that he did in the Shield. He didn't evolve. You evolve or perish. That's what Triple H said last year. And Roman hasn't evolved yet. That's why I think he's getting booed a lot. Since the Rumble. That's just my opinion. So despite that little comment, we had our 6-man tag team affair. It was a decent main event for what it was. There was some great action on the outside with his former Shield people. Reigns and Ambrose looking good in the matchup. Early, great offense for the good guys early until, of course, Bray Wyatt took involved and isolated Ambrose. Getting hot tag to Orton coming in the House of Fire, looking to Hangman DDT. So decent action. Then Reigns got back in the action, taking on Sheamus. Big moves, and of course, all the enders would come in. All the finishers would come in. You know, Ambrose going for the lunatic French clothesline and flying off the top on the hop on the outside. Heck, we saw Reigns kick the heck out of everybody, including, more importantly, Bray Wyatt. He didn't get his hands on Wyatt a lot in this match, but at least he got his foot on him, his feet on him at least. Then besides the lunatic French clotheslines, all the finish would be in. Superman punch from Reigns to everybody. Sheamus going for a bro kick. And that's when Reigns super punched him. And then Orton took out Wyatt with RKO. And that's when Sheamus was going for the bro kick. Then spear from Reigns onto Sheamus. I think Harper got a Superman punch. Then the RKO to Wyatt. And then, like I said, the spear to Sheamus. And a 1-2-3 victory for Reigns, Ambrose, and Orton. Decent 6-man tag to end Raw tonight. Pretty good Raw tonight. You know, some decent action. Some decent Divas action. And a great opener with Rollins and Neville. So, we got Steve Arnell from the Arrow show on Raw next week. Building up more for SummerSlam. Hope we get some more matches. And maybe an answer from Cena. A proper answer from Cena from Rollins' challenge. So maybe we'll answer next week or in 2 weeks. But we shall see. So we got the main event, Lesnar, Taker, a possible tag team title match. Like I said, should be fatal 4-way with the New Day, the Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, and part-time players. Cena Rollins for the US and WWE Championships, title for title, winner take all. This is all against Kevin Owens. A Divas match. Stardust against Neville. So we'll get some more matches booked for SummerSlam in the next couple weeks. And that is it for Raw Review this evening. Thank you all very much for watching my first Raw Review in a couple weeks. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much again for watching. See ya. Oh yeah. And once again, rest in peace to the Hot Rod, Waddy Piper.